My name is Rajan Mahavali Rajan, licensed paralegal from His Master's Legal Services. In today's presentation, I want to talk about filing an application to evict the tenant for the purpose of the landlord's own use. Now, this type of application would start with the legal notice called N12. And in today's presentation, I'm going to focus on N12 and the importance of having the correct filling of this form. Just like any other forms with the Landlord and Tenant Board, you would start off with putting the landlord's names. If there are more than one landlord, put both of them. If the landlord happens to be a corporation or numbered company, put the corporation's name. The tenants, all the names of the tenants listed in the residential tenancy agreement, make sure you put them. If there are children under the age of 18, you don't need to put them. Then make sure to put the correct address. When you put the correct address, the most important part of putting the correct address, you make sure that you put the unit numbers properly on the notice. Then you are coming across what is called the termination date. Now the termination date on the N12 notice has to reflect the last date of the residential tenancy period. What does it mean? So let's say someone started on the 1st of the month. The tenancy started on the 1st of the month. Therefore, the tenancy ending period is the end of the month. So from 1st of March to the end date would be March 31st. That's the rental period. So if the tenancy started, for example, March 15th, 2021, then you would put the end date of the tenancy, April 14th, 2021. If you are giving the notice, for example, month of February, let's say you issued the notice on February 28th, very last day. So you have to have 60 days. So that means March is complete 31 days. Then April is complete 30 days. So you got 60 days there. So that the end date on the N12 notice has to be April 30, 2021. Then, of course, you'll be signing, you'll be putting your names, your address, your contact info, and you'll be signing the N12 notice. Once you sign the N12 notice, you have to serve it. When you serve it, make sure you properly serve it. If you're serving it on the tenant, and usually the mail for this tenant is dropped off at his mailbox, right in front of his front door, perhaps you can leave it there. If the mailbox is one of those centralized location for this neighborhood, I believe it's called a super mailbox by Canada Post. So in that case, you can take the notice and serve it under the front door or the side door. if I were you, I would slide it under the front door of the residential unit. Or if you happen to ring the bell and any adult member showed up, take the name of the adult member and hand it over to the adult member. Then you'll be filing a certificate of service. Then you'll be filing L2 application and waiting to get the hearing date. However, there is one important document you have to include with the L2 application. That is affidavit. Affidavit of the landlord saying that he wants to move in to that rental unit for residential purposes, and he will be living there at least for a period of 1 year. And he has to state that he is bringing this application in good faith. What does it mean by good faith? Let's say there is a tenant constantly giving you problem. You just want to get rid of the tenant. So you thought this would be the right excuse to evict the tenant. Now, in that case, it becomes bad faith application. So what is good faith application? You sincerely want to live in that particular residence, and at least you will live there for 1 year. And you also make sure that you provide 1 month compensation before the termination date. So we saw that earlier. The termination date is March 31st. Therefore, you would give the 1 month compensation before March 31st, 2021. So once you complete the entire process and file the application and pay the filing fee currently, which is $201, and once you file it, then you have to wait for the hearing date. Once you get the hearing date, you appear before the member and you present your case, and good luck with winning the case. If you run into some problems, difficulties, something you felt very complex, please don't hesitate to call us 416-757-2525 or email us rajan@masterslegal.com. Thank you very much and wish you good luck